Hi chosen few expats, welcome back. And if you're new to our channel, thank you for joining us. In our Can I Get a Job in Panama video, we said we would share with you different ways you can obtain permanent residency in Panama. One of those is the Friendly Nations Visa. There's some rumored changes coming to that visa program, and we're going to share all of that with you in this video. So why immigrate and become a resident of Panama? Well, in our Why Move to Panama Part 1 video and Why Move to Panama Part 2 video, we shared a lot of great reasons with you for that. Some other reasons are that you can just come to Panama and have a second home there in a nice tropical destination. It's going to be a nice area that's going to be away from any kind of wars or civil unrest. As we shared with you in our How Stable is the Economy in Panama video, Panama does not have any enemies, no armies or anything like that. It's also a great place to come where you can get first world amenities at a very low price. You can get affordable housing as compared to the US, Canada, and Europe. You also have a lot of tax advantages in Panama where the banks do not charge you interest. Panama also does not charge you any taxes on any income that's earned outside of Panama. So that is a huge advantages and all the reasons why you would want to become a resident in Panama. And also, you can operate your business free of any scrutinization. Well, not totally free, but there's less scrutinization from the government and things like that to help you run your business more smoothly and help your business grow faster. So those are some of the reasons that you may want to obtain permanent residency in Panama. And with that, here are the top 6 ways to obtain permanent residency in Panama, starting with number 6, which is the Panama Business Investor Visa. In this visa, you have to invest $160,000 in a Panama corporation. This could be an existing Panama corporation, or it could be a corporation that you start. With this visa, you do not have any kind of limitation or minimum number of employees that you have to have, so it could just be yourself that's running it, but it does have to be an existing running corporation. It just can't be like a holding company just sitting there. You have to hold that for 2 years, and then you can apply for permanent residency. Before that time, you obtain temporary residency. And so with that, number 5 is the Panama Reforestation Visa. This visa requires an $80,000 minimum investment, $2,000 minimum for each dependent. And basically what this visa is investing more or less in a tree farm. So Panama has hardwoods like teak and mahogany, so you can basically invest in this, and the trees grow over the course of say 15 years. It's a very, very safe investment. Basically they cut the trees down, sell the trees, you make your money. They replant and do it all over again, so it's a very, very safe investment. And this one is kind of done with in mind to try to keep and preserve the tropical rainforest so that you don't have to use any type of woods or anything from the rainforest. So they more or less have these tree farms, which they call reforestation. And so number 4 is the Professional Employment Visa. This visa, you have to work for a Panamanian company for 2 years as a temporary resident. You're going to be paying Social Security taxes and have a college degree according to the government. The number 3 way to obtain a permanent residency visa in Panama is the Panama Economic Solvency Visa. Obviously, this visa is meant to try to attract some of the more wealthier people. There's 3 different ways to get it. You can make a purchase of a home for $300,000, make a real estate investment in that way. You can also purchase $300,000 worth of Panama Bank CDs. And then the third way is a combination of those two, whichever way gets you to $300,000. You can purchase a home for $200,000 and get a $100,000 Panamanian Bank CD, or vice versa. But that's what you would need to do for that one. And also you need an additional $2,000 for each dependent. So the number 2 way to obtain permanent residency in Panama is the Panama Pensionado Visa. This is one of the more popular retirement visas in all of the world. It's highly recognized as one of the best. It's one of the reasons why Panama ranked number 1 in 2019 by International Living as places to retire. And it's also one of the reasons why we took a look at Panama in the first place. Even though we're not retiring, it is something that would draw your interest when you see a lot of other people retiring to a place. So with the Pensionado Visa, that requires a minimum of $1,000 a month. You have to prove to the government that you have $1,000 a month of income, and it's another $250 for each dependent. So if it's a couple, you're looking at $1,250 coming in. So this could be from Social Security, this could be from an IRA, it could be if you have Social Security disability or pension, or if you're a retired military veteran and you can show you have that much money coming in from the government every month, you can apply for the Pensionado Visa. And with that comes a litany of discounts, some things that you wouldn't believe, discounted anywhere from 15 to 30% that we covered in our interview with Joyce Barr, where she went into that heavily. But you can get discounts on everything from food, hotels, travel, medications, etc. And so with that, the number one way to obtain a visa in Panama permanent residency is the Friendly Nations Visa. This visa, Panama recognizes 48 nations as friendly nations, and if you're a resident of those nations, you can apply for this visa. You basically have to prove economic ties to Panama through a $5,000 bank deposit and $2,000 for each dependent. So this is also going to require you to open up a Panama Corporation. So you're going to need to work with a lawyer to get that done. I was able to open up my bank account on my own. Most people do this through their lawyer, but it was fairly easy to open up a bank account. If you want to do that on your own, we covered that in our How to Open a Bank Account in Panama video, if you want to check that out. But the Friendly Nations Visa is widely recognized as one of the best permanent residency visas in the world to obtain. And there are some rumored changes that are coming with that. I don't know really how true it is. There's always been rumors through the years of visa programs changing. Usually it amounts to nothing. But the change that we're hearing about in this case is Panama doing away with the requirement of the economic tie being the establishing of a corporation with $5,000 in the bank to making a real estate investment of at least $200,000. So that is the rumor change. Right now, that's all it is rumor. I will say that the only difference between all of the past rumors not coming to fruition and this one is that we're now in a COVID environment. So a lot of these governments, people are scrambling to try to do what they can to preserve themselves going forward into the future. Panama did build up a lot of real estate anticipating for a lot of expats to come, and they did. But what happened is a lot of those expats ended up living in condos, renting apartments, things like that. So there is still inventory of real estate there in terms of homes. So they may be trying to push people more into purchasing homes and make the price a little bit steeper to come in, but it's still not as steep a price to pay for permanent residency as it is in most other countries. So those are the top 6 ways to obtain permanent residency in Panama. I will say that the top 2 that we mentioned are the only 2 that give you instant permanent residency, the Friendly Nations Visa and the Pensionado. The other 4 methods that we mentioned will come with a 2-year temporary visa, after which you can apply for permanent residency. Since filming this video last week, we've received an update regarding the Friendly Nations Visa. Immigration lawyers in Panama met with the immigration director and was able to convince the director to not move forward with any changes to the Friendly Nation Visa without providing 6 months notice. Of course, when they heard of the upcoming rumor that we just mentioned in the video, they more or less just stormed the castle and was screaming about how unfair it was, of course trying to protect their clients, folks like us who are in the middle of this process. But it looks like there will be no changes at this time. Basically, as we mentioned in the video, a rumor is just a rumor until it's a fact. So you really just have to keep on moving forward and with the process until there are changes. Now, it's true that in a lot of Latin countries, the laws can change quickly, but it would not have been to Panama's advantage at all to move very quickly in changing this particular law on this particular visa, which is one of their most popular options for expats. So just want to bring you all that update. So just stay the course and move forward with the application process that we laid out for you in this video. With that, thank you all for joining us. Please do subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified of our future videos. Leave any comments for us below, and we'll see you all next time.